Hey guys! So today's video is my first ever full face of first impressions. Now I do not have an entire full face of products, but I do have a lot of products that almost complete a full face. Like I don't have any new eyeshadow, but I don't plan on doing anything that extravagant with my eyes anyways. The point is I have a lot of brand new products that I just purchased that I'm so excited to try. One of these products I used to have in my collection. I used it up about a year ago and I have not repurchased until now. So you'll see that in a sec. But other than that, these are products I've never tried and I'm just gonna talk about it, do my makeup, we're gonna see how I feel, and let's get started. So because I do not have any new eyeshadow, I was very conflicted about buying an eyeshadow palette. I couldn't decide, it was a whole thing. So because I don't have anything new, I'm just gonna go ahead and sign off, do my eyeshadow really quick so I can come back and we can get the party started. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I just have some eyeshadow on my top lids. We'll have to finish the lower lid and stuff like that. But I want to go in now with some eyeliner and mascara. And the eyeliner that I purchased, so we have the first product here, is a ColourPop gel, cream gel liner. So packaging cute here. And this is in the shade Mr. Bing. I'm 99.9% sure that Kathleen Lights is who I heard recommend this liner, specifically in this color Mr. Bing. It's like a very reddish brown, warm brown, retractable liner, and I'm gonna use this on both the upper and lower lashes today, but obviously let's start with the upper lashes. Okay, so I put a medium thickness line there so we can see. I will say this is not as creamy as I was expecting. I was expecting this to be super slick and glidey, and it's not. I actually had to work with it a little bit to get it to where it is, and I really just did a straight line across my eyes. So I'm not mad about it because maybe that means the liner will last a little bit longer on my eyes. However, it just did surprise me. I mean, it's called cream gel liner, and a cream and a gel are both pretty smooth. And I'm just kind of surprised how much I had to build it up, but that was the first time using it. Maybe it just needed to warm up a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it on my other eyelid, see how it goes. Yeah, I feel like I have to go over, oh my God, it just broke off. Cool. I feel like I have to go over the line a few times for it to really show and build, which I don't really want to do, to be honest with you. It broke off because I was having to press so hard to get the initial pigmentation to show up on my eyelid. To be honest, I'm a little bit annoyed with this. I mean, if I wear this for the rest of the night and it's wow, that was awesome, it stayed on so well, then it may be worth it. But I have liners from MAC. I've tried liners from Marc Jacobs. I've tried liners from Makeup Forever. I mean, that are pretty decently long wearing and that I don't have to really try to get it on there. Now, do I have it on there? Yes. But like I said, I wasn't expecting to have to work so hard at it. Okay, moving on. For mascara, I have a brand new mascara. This I've heard talked about quite a bit on YouTube. This is from Essence. Here's the thing, guys. There are several Essence mascaras available. Essence you can find from Ulta, by the way. And I've seen people talk about this one. I've also seen people talk about one in a purple tube. I don't know which one I should be trying, but I most recently heard someone talk about this Essence / Princess Fall / Effect. I love the sound of that, Fall / Effect. I'm into. So I heard someone talk about this one most recently and I thought I would try it out. These are very inexpensive mascaras. This is probably $4 is all. So that was exciting, and volume is the name of the game as far as what's gonna please me. So we'll see what I can get. Let's just start applying. It's kind of clumping in certain areas, especially on the ends of my lashes. There's little balls of mascara. Like I'm having to like really make sure I get that off. Maybe there's too much on the brush. See, this is another product that I feel like I'm having to work with more than I care to. Like I'm having to make sure like I'm separating my lashes and they're not clumping together too much. I don't mind a little bit of clump like through the lengths of my lashes because that to me is volumizing. I don't want my lashes to clump together. And I feel like I'm having to like really work to separate. Okay, I moved my camera so I can have a little bit better lighting. That's what the lashes look like. They look pretty clumpy to me. Like they don't look bad. I mean, to me, this is like the definition of like spidery lashes, where the lashes look almost a little bit jagged, like through the, especially on the ends, but through the lengths of them, they almost look a little bit like stiff. I don't know. Oof, I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that. Like maybe just to coat my lashes before falsies, but I don't really like how that looks just on its own. Whereas the other drugstore product I have that's more expensive but still drugstore, L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise, makes me pretty happy. So I'm not a fan. Like, do you guys have another Essence mascara that you think I should try instead? Because I'm not excited about this one. All right, so I hate both of these products, which is great. Let's move on to foundation. Now, this is, in my opinion, I mean, the foundation's always kind of the star of the show, but in my opinion, kind of the star of the show of this video. And it is brand new, everybody. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in the dewy finish. If you guys recently saw, I believe it was my last video that I uploaded, my yearly favorites for 2019, you saw me mention the counterpart to this foundation, just the original Photo Focus, not the dewy, just the regular. I loved that foundation last year. However, once I started on Accutane, my skin became a little bit more dry. We all know the story. I felt like it was a little too cakey for me. But now that they have a dewy one, I'm hoping this will be a perfect match for my skin type at this moment. So the other thing is, this is probably like a perfect match for my skin tone. However, that scares me because my skin tone's really pale and I've been wearing foundations that are just like a little bit darker than my skin and kind of bringing them down my neck a little bit, just a little bit darker, not super obviously. So I'm not really excited about seeing how pale I am. So let's go ahead. It has like a little paddle like this. Oh my God, see how white that is? I mean, I have a bronzer and stuff, but I'm just nervous about this looking ghostly. And if it wasn't a first impression video, I would mix it with something, but let's just try it. I'm gonna use a beauty blender. Do you like the absolute beard I just created? Okay, so this is even maybe a little light for me, which is what I was afraid of. Like if it's too dark, you can kind of like deal with it with concealer, but if it's too light, it's a little bit like shocking. This is pretty pale. This is in the shade Soft Ivory, by the way. Okay, so I'm sorry, I can't stop saying it, but I look so pale. Like I look like somewhat of a ghost. Like what is going on? I do feel like I had to work with this foundation a little bit more than I did the last foundation, the other Photo Focus. I don't know if that's because of the color or what. However, I did get a nice even layer across my whole face. It just like took me a couple more, like maybe a minute longer than I feel like most of my foundations right now, like my L'Oreal Pro Glow that I've been obsessing over. I feel like this was a little bit more work. I don't see as amazing as coverage as I want to see. So like you can see some spots still over here. This is pretty like light coverage. So I'm going to try to add some more to see if it will build. As far as dewiness, I mean, you can see on my forehead, like it has a nice, healthy luminosity, and I definitely notice a difference. It does not look dry on my skin, and I mean, notice a difference as far as compared to the other foundation. It definitely has like some luminosity to it in a nice way, not shimmery, but just looks healthy. So let's see if we can build this. I'd like a little bit more Okay, I mean, that definitely was able to be built up. Just really hard because the color is so not what I want to see. Before we do powder and everything, let's go ahead and do concealer. For this product, I do not have a new product. I am going to be using my favorite concealer right now, which is from Milani. This is the Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. Okay, concealer is on. I want to set the face because I'm going to use a powder that is a little bit too dark for me. This is a Fit Me powder, and this one's in the shade 20, light medium. Too dark for me, but I'm hoping that because my foundation's too light, if I use a little bit of a darker powder, they will kind of combine to be my perfect shade. And like I said, I always set my face anyways with typically a loose powder, not always, but typically. So this isn't going to be taking away from the foundation. So I feel like that powder, and it's not the powder, I feel like the powder picked up some of the foundation a little bit, like on my nose, which is kind of weird because my foundations that I like don't do that. I'm just gonna move on. To set my under eyes, I'm going to use the same powder, but a lighter shade. So this is the Fit Me in the shade 05 Fair. Okay, I want to finish up the eyes before we move on to brows and things like that. So let me go ahead and do the eyeshadow portion of the lower lash line, and I'll be right back. Okay, I just threw some eyeshadow down there. I'm still kind of baking under my eyes, but let's go back in with this liner and see how it performs on the waterline. I don't have high hopes. I'm nervous, but let's do it. So it's going on the waterline. It is taking a lot of effort to do it though. Like I'm having to go over it quite a few times and really sit here and press and rub and rub and rub and swipe and rub and swipe to get what I want. Now, I'm not expecting to go one swipe and I'm out the door. Like I don't need quick makeup, but like this is not a good product. I mean, I hate to say that so outright, like, oh, hey guys, it's not a good product, but I can tell you right now, I don't want to use this product again. Like, it's annoying me. I mean, the color is nice. It's not worth it. Like, I can find another liner. I'd rather spend more money and not have to work so hard at it. Did I finally get it to a decent place? Yes, but like I said, like, it's just not worth it to me. Let's try this mascara to my lower lash line. Okay, so for lower lashes, that worked pretty well, actually. I mean, it was a little bit like slow moving for me because I didn't want to make a complete mess. It is pretty wet. It is new, as I mentioned, so of course it's kind of going to be like a wet formula, but I mean, it definitely lengthened my lower lashes. It definitely deposited color. So, I mean, if anything, I could just use this for that. Now, I tend to like my Giga Black Lash better. I mean, I would need to use this a lot more, but at least for lower lashes, like I said, maybe I can get some good use out of this. Let's move on to brows. I do have a brow product from ColourPop. This I've heard from somebody on YouTube that it was good. It's their Precision Brow Pencil. Mine is in the shade Black Brown, and it just seems to be like a traditional brow pencil where there's a spoolie on one end and there's a teeny tiny little pencil on the other. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna scoot this mirror a little closer, fill in our brows, and try this out. One brow is on. That was pretty quick. I think the color is really good. This is black and brown. Only thing is, I feel like it's a little too creamy for my liking. I like a little bit of a drier formula. You know who has a really good brow pencil that I'm using right now is Fenty. I don't know if it's worth the price tag. I'd like to find a drugstore alternative. This is good. I mean, I love how my brow looks. I just did notice that I had to be very light with the amount of pressure I was using because it is pretty creamy. It is pretty glidey on the brows. So let's try the next one and see if I have any further thoughts. Okay, brows are both on and I feel the same way. I like the way that they look. I think they turned out okay. I am happy. However, I am a little weary about how they're gonna last because of the level of creaminess. And I did have to be kind of ultra careful with how I was applying. And I don't really love being nervous while I'm applying my brow. You know what I'm saying? So will I use this product? I mean, as long as it lasts okay and doesn't smear, or like all of a sudden I look in the mirror and my brow's gone, as long as it lasts okay, and I will, PS, leave a little note in the description box, I will continue to use this. I just am kind of feeling like it's not my favorite. I probably won't buy it again. To finish off the brows though, I am soon, in a little bit, going to be using this brow gel from Almay called the Brow Styler. They have them in different shades, but this is a new one and it's in the shade Clear. So we're gonna try that in a minute, but I kind of want to do like some more face stuff first before I set everything into place. So next, let's go in with bronzer. This is the product that I alluded to at the beginning of the video that I've had before, that I recently repurchased. This is the only bronzer that I actually have used up completely that I've now repurchased. The only bronzer in my life. In my life. Like, are you kidding me? That's so crazy to me. It's from MAC. This is the Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Give Me Sun. I have not had this for about a year. I have been missing it for just as long. And I am seriously so freaking happy to have it back in my collection. Now, this is a very orangey warm bronzer, okay? Like, there is no way around it. It is very warm. I love a very warm bronzer. I just am as pale as I've ever been right now, especially with this foundation. So I don't know how this is going to look, but we're gonna use it anyways. This formula is phenomenal. I mean, I don't know how much I need to sell it to you, since I just said it's the only bronzer I've used up completely and then now repurchased. That should be enough, I would think, for you to know how much I love it. But the formula is so great. And yes, if you like warm bronzers, you will love this. I'm like tapping off the excess a lot because I don't want to look like completely orange. Now, when I have a little bit of a darker foundation on, or ideally a little bit of a tan, I don't have to be careful with this at all. I can just like swipe it right on. Seriously, to me, so stunning. Bronzer's on, I'm feeling a little bit better. Let's go in with blush. This is one of the products I'm most excited to try today. This is also from ColourPop, and this is a Kathleen Lights collaboration. This she came out with in 2019, I'm pretty sure. This is a pressed powder blush in the shade I Need Space. And this is really cute. I did swatch it. I literally could not contain myself. Packaging is so pretty. This is what has a mirror actually, and this is what the shade looks like here. It's kind of like a nude peachy color. Has a little bit of like mauve to it too though. But it is supposed to be kind of like a glowy blush, and it did look glowy when I swatched it, but let's see what it looks like on the cheeks. Ooh, that's really nice. It's leaving kind of like a light sheen, like not obvious. I would not call this like a shimmery blush, or even really like, I don't even know if I'd say it's a glowy blush. I guess I would, because it's very like subtle of a sheen. I like the color. It's a very good everyday color. That's really nice. That product and the MAC bronzer I'm most excited about so far for sure. Let's do some highlight. Also from ColourPop, I picked up a Super Shock Cheek in the shade Flexitarian. It looks stunning. It's like a cream product. I would consider it a cream. If you've never tried the Super Shock formula, it's kind of like a bouncy cream to powderish, like it's hard to describe. Such a bright champagne color. I'm gonna pick this up with my beauty blender. I mean, I definitely see the white background to it. I don't know if you guys can. I'm gonna have to put like a little bit more blush on so that it doesn't look so stripy, because it definitely has a background, like a backdrop to it. You know what I'm saying? Like a base. I mean, that is really pretty. I don't think it's as pretty as I thought it was gonna be. Like, am I being so negative in this video? Am I being unnecessarily negative, I guess I should say, in this video? Because it is what it is. Like, if the products aren't performing the way I want them to, then what am I supposed to do about it? Lie? I thought that I was gonna try this and be like, oh my God. Like, I thought I was going to like die for this product. A lot of people talk very highly about it, but I'm just like, it's good. Like, it's pretty. I mean, I'm not crying. Okay, let's go ahead and use that brow gel. I heard Emily Noel here on YouTube talk about the brow styler in her 2019 favorites. Ooh, look how nice. Like, first of all, cute that it's pink. Look how like super thin, teeny tiny this wand is. I like that. Let's see. She talked about one of the ones that is not clear, one of the ones that has a color to it. And I was going to get it, but they didn't have my shade. And then I saw the clear, and to be honest, I would kind of prefer clear because you can be a little bit more messy with it and not worry about like getting brow or like black product everywhere because it's clear. If it gets a little bit on my forehead or around my brows, like, who cares? Now, this is a product I might have to touch back with you guys about, like, later on, check in and let you know what I'm thinking, because I mean, it looks good, but like, how am I supposed to know whether it works or not? The real test is obviously going to be wearing it and then looking in the mirror throughout the day and seeing like, are my brow hairs still in place? Is this good? What do I think? So, okay, for lips, I have a weird combination that I didn't purchase because I thought it'd be a good combination. I just purchased it because I wanted these products. So we're gonna try to put them together, but I don't know how it's gonna look. The first one is the only other high-end product, which is from KKW Beauty. This is the only KKW product that I've ever purchased, and I swatched this on the back of my hand. It's a lip liner, and I really liked it. This was like the exact color that I've been looking for. This is the shade Nude 2, and it's kind of like a brownish shade, and let's try it out. Ooh, I like that color. Super creamy formula. So lip liner for me is another product that I prefer to not be too creamy. If a product is too creamy, just like I talked about with the brows, you have much more of a chance of like swiping outside the lines or getting messy or not having like a crisp line that I want for both lip liner and eyebrows. So if it's a little bit more dry, you're able to use it a little bit better, like in my opinion, at least for my taste. Now, I'm not saying like, so I hate this. I'm just saying like, it is pretty creamy, but I do like the color a lot, and I do like the final look that I was able to get with it. Okay, I just put on a lipstick called Kinda Sexy from MAC, and now we're gonna go in with this lip gloss from ColourPop. This, like especially in the tube, looks so stunning, I wanna cry. So this is the Ultra Glossy Lip, and this is in the shade Champagne Mommy. I feel like I heard Kathleen Lights talk about this as well. It's kind of nice because it has a little brush tip applicator, which I kind of like on a lip gloss. More fun somehow for me. So let's try. So the lip gloss I like, but I don't know if the formula is like blowing my mind. For a comparison, a formula that I love is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bombs. That is a stunning gel juicy gloss. I can't really tell if I like this as much as that. My first impression is that I don't, but I kind of feel like I need to keep using this. So I definitely will, and I'll let you know. I love the color. It's just not as gel-like. Like, it's a little bit thinner than the Gloss Bombs, and I would prefer a little bit thicker. I don't know. Probably most people would not, but I would. And last, I have a setting spray. This is from ColourPop, but this is from their Pretty Fresh line, and this is the hyaluronic acid setting mist. So it kind of looks like milky like this, really pretty peach color. I have already tried this product because sometimes you just can't wait, and I couldn't. And it does have a nice mister on it. It does have a very slight coconut smell, like nothing overwhelming. And it did seem hydrating. So I'm gonna use it again today and show you guys what it looks like. All right, so those were all the products I had to try in today's video. I want to do a little rundown of all of my thoughts, even though I talked quite a bit. I'm sure you guys have an idea of where I stand. Let's do it anyways. So first, I have to mention the foundation. Looking at my skin at the moment, I'm not excited. I don't love it, and I don't just think it's the color. I'm noticing around my mouth, especially my upper lip here, some weirdness. Like the way that it's sitting, it's almost like not enough coverage slash just looking cakey. I did do a pretty thin layer on my forehead, so I am noticing nothing negative there. Like it actually looks pretty good on my forehead, but the places that I tried to build it up, it's looking a little cakey. And I don't get that with every foundation. You may be thinking like, yeah, you put on so much, it's gonna look cakey. What were you thinking? But I have like my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. I can get a coverage that I love from that foundation and it doesn't look cakey. So why then would I bother with something that does? It's not bad. It's not like, I hate this, I never wanna use it again. I'm just not like, loving it. On my nose, kind of same thing. Like it doesn't look like it covered very well. And then it also looks at the same time kind of cakey, which is like, why though? Not really impressed with the foundation. I was really had high hopes for that. I was really excited. I went to multiple stores to try to find it. So really disappointed. Let's move on to the mascara. You guys know how I feel. I think that I will get the most use out of this for my lower lashes, but I already mentioned how I feel about it. Eyebrows. Will use the product for sure, as long as by the end of the night, check the description box to find out what happened. But as long as by the end of the night, these have not slipped off, then I will continue to use it. I just don't think it's my absolute favorite pencil that I've ever used. Not a bad purchase though, especially ColourPop products are so inexpensive. I mean, it was like $6 or $7, which is awesome. Wish it would have worked a little bit better as far as my preferences go, but it still was good. I love the color as well. Bronzer, you already know, I love it to death. Blush, probably the best purchase of this haul besides the bronzer. The blush, I really, really like, will use it, could end up being like an everyday blush for me. I really like the color, I like the finish, I love the packaging, really nice. The Flexitarian, I absolutely will use it again, and especially like under powder to see how I feel about it. But I really like to put my highlight on top of powder because of the way I do the steps in my makeup. So we'll see. I mean, it does look pretty. I'm just not like losing my mind over it, which I do wish I was. The eyeliner, pass. I am not a fan of this. I don't know if I'll use it again. It was pretty inexpensive. I wish I liked it more, but I'm just not super excited. The brow gel or brow styler from Almay. Literally can't remember the last time I bought an Almay product, by the way, but it does feel and seem like it's holding my brows. I will have to let you know again in the description box how this held up, and I'll let you know for sure. So be sure to check down there. The lip liner I do like. I wish it was a little bit more dry. However, it is a great color. I think the price is good. I mean, it may not be my absolute new favorite formula, but I do like it and I will absolutely wear it again and again and again and again, I'm sure. The lip gloss is looking good, but this is a product that I'm gonna have to keep using to see how I like. It wasn't an immediate I'm in love with it product, which is kind of sad because I wanted it to be, but still pretty nice. I still like it. I do love the color. And last, I believe, the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Mist. I think this is really nice. I forget how much this was, but it's, I think probably like $10 or less, which is pretty inexpensive. I mean, definitely drugstore pricing. It does have a very nice fine mist on it. I've noticed that I like to put this a little closer to my face to really get like wetness on my skin versus holding super far away. I just like the effect that it gives and melts all the makeup into itself, which is what I want. I want my powders to sink into my skin, and I'm glad I have it. I don't know, you know, if I'll repurchase it. You'll have to wait for an empties video for that, but I do like it a lot. So overall, not a huge fail, but also not a complete winner video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys have any suggestions for me of products that I should try next? What do you think of the products that I tried in this video? I literally want every thought that's in your head down in the comment section. Please, thank you. Also, please, thank you. Subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up on this video if you did enjoy it. Even if you didn't, give it a thumbs up, you know? So anyways, thank you again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.